Do you know your partner's love language? Do you even know your love language? Do you know how you feel? Do you know every single thing about you, how you want to be shown love? Do you always have questions in your mind on how to give your love and to share your love to other people? Do you have all these questions? Right about now, we are going to discuss that on Voicing the Kingdom podcast. Yes, thank you so much. You are so much welcome right about now. And it's Mr. Laughter. As you guys know, we are going to talk about something really, really important and very, very, very crucial in all aspects. You guys know now, love language is something very, very important in any marriage. You got to understand what kind of love you want to be shown or what kind of love you can give to one another. That is very, very crucial in marriage. And today we're going to dive deep into the five love languages that we need to cheer our marriage with, because without those five languages, it's very difficult to satisfy and also make your marriage move in a very, very happy way, I would say. Now we want to bring this into your ears and understanding and making it more very, very clear and helpful to you. I'm just going to make it very simple and it's not going to take so long. This podcast today would just be a very short podcast, but we shall look and dive into these love languages. Very, very crucial. As you guys all know, wait until to the end so you can be part of this show. Now, it's only five aspects of marriage or aspects of languages, but they are very, very important and crucial in every aspect of marriage and every aspect of your word that you will say. Now we know the five languages are very, very crucial. Number one is word of affirmation. We have quality time, we have receiving gifts, we have acts of service, and then we have physical touch. Those are the five love languages. But I want to really explain and talk to you about these five love languages. As you guys know, it was written by this man called Chapman and is very, very crucial in every relationship, every single marriage that you are in. Is really, really important. Now, as you guys know, love languages are just they're just good for you to develop and also make your love encouraging and exercise every aspect of love and encouragement that you can give to your husband or your wife. Now, the number one love language that we're going to begin with is word of affirmation. Word of affirmation is very, very important to some people. Not everybody can go with this, but you, as a husband and wife, you got to do this test and find out. You need to talk to your husband, you talk to your wife to get to know how can they receive the love, or how can you give love, because you can't give what you don't have. You have to decide and also know your husband, know your wife completely, so you can give something to them. Now, in these aspects, as we know, word of affirmation is very, very important in so many ways that other people love to be encouraged. They love to hear, especially, I would say some women love this love language. If you tell them they're beautiful, you tell them, yeah, your hair looks so nice. You tell them, yeah, today you are really gorgeous. Today you like every single word that you tell them, words that gives them encouragement that is positive in all aspects of their life, then that makes them really feel loved. They feel encouraged. They feel like they are really in the marriage. But if you don't really know the real love language of your husband or your wife, it becomes really totally difficult for you to satisfy that love language, because everyone is different. The main thing that you need to know is everyone is different. Your wife is different, you are different, but you give what you have. If you know that your love language is is a word of affirmation. Try to talk to your husband, try to talk to your wife, so they can tell you more about that. They can really discuss with you and let you just know exactly what you feel. The words that come into you through your mouth can give them life in the marriage, can give them encouragement, can give them the energy that takes them all the way to the next day or to the next day of their life. Now, it's only through this that you can realize that this person uh is a lover that loves to receive word of affirmation. For example, if you see a person doing something good and you immediately tell them, "Oh, you did this so well and it's so good, I love the way you did it," and that person feel joy, and you can see the smile, that big love in the eye or in the mouth. You can see facial expression. They feel really enjoyable, like they feel excited. That means that is their love language. That's one way you can find out. There are also so many ways you can also find out if you don't really know the love language of your partner. One, we have to also look at your background. What makes you happy? What makes you sad? You have to look at how you were brought up. How was your parents showing the love to you when growing up? How did they really show love to one another? So sometimes the way you are brought up helps you also to know that if your word love language is a word of affirmation, if your husband or your dad used to say so much words to your mom, and you relate to that, sometimes you grow up knowing that, oh, this is a very good way to receive love. And that's how some people are get to receive the word of affirmation as their love language, because they grew up knowing, or seeing their father always appreciate the mother in so many aspects of wherever the mom do. Remember, wherever the mom is doing in the community, the father is always at the top of the appreciating the mom in that way. So that is one way you can realize. Also, you can earn from that, you can learn from that, because you have been growing up in an environment where you were exposed to it. So that is one way which you can realize. Another way also is to really really fill up, fill up, fill up, go out and see. Try to talk to your husband, try to talk to your wife, and try to see if they can receive that in a good way. If you tell your wife or your husband, "Oh, your hair looks so nice today," how do they respond to that? Do they respond in a very exciting way, or they just say, "Ah, yeah, it's okay"? So if you often say that and you feel like the response is not what you're expecting, that means that is not their love language. So you have to really try often and see what kind of language your husband or your wife relates to, so you can say that more, so you can do that more in a very very easy and simple way. Don't force it, don't make it like feel like you're supposed to struggle and do it really well. You have to keep trying and see if it works for that particular person. So the first love language, which is word of affirmation, is very important for many people. Some people relate to it, so and because it's just important. Some people love to appreciate it, love to be encouraged, love to enjoy the company of you speaking to them and telling them the good things that they do. That is one love language that you got to realize and see if it is right for you, and you can give it to your husband or to your wife. Now, the next love language that we are going to go to, that is quality time. This is something very very important in any relationship. A relationship that has no time together is almost like, I how can I say, it's almost like an empty tomb, where like you come fully filled up with stuff, and but you don't really see anyone, you don't really have that time. The relationship that you want to have is supposed to be Christian based, and in the Christian aspect, you want also to create time for one another. You just don't want to be super busy in so many ways where you don't even have time for your partner, you don't even have time to talk to your partner. That is unhealthy. Now, quality time is this one particular moment where you decide as a family or as a husband and wife that, yes, I'm gonna go and stay with you. We're gonna go for a date for this long. We're gonna just put all our phones away, do nothing, and just only focus on you and your wife or you and your husband. This is a time where you want to spend just the two of you to talk about stuff, just to even enjoy one another, just be there and have that time together. This is one aspect of relationship where some people don't really fulfill, and it brings a lot of issues in their marriage. Now, if your love language is quality time, how would you always identify that this person is having urges or desire quality time with you? If every time you come home and somebody wants to talk to you, you divert and go and do some other stuff, you don't want to stay close to your wife. That's one aspect that you need to know, that your wife needs quality time with you. That is their love language, because the more time you spend with the person, the more love you can feel around them. You can show, you can see how they feel energized, they feel encouraged to be close to you. But if you take longer to stay with them or even stay close to your husband or your wife, you will see that, yeah, there's something that is not really working. You feel like there's some tension between you two. You feel like there is some aspect of your relationship that is not right. So if you want to really find out that your husband or your wife is the love language that they speak is quality time, ask questions, talk to them, and see. Ask them, if I spend time with you, how do you feel? If I'm around you, how do you feel? And also, you can read from their attitude. The more time you are with someone, you get to realize that, oh, yes, they love to be close to you. They love to spend more time with you. And that is very, very crucial in all aspect of any relationship. If the love language of that person is quality time, make sure as much as possible, even if it's once a week, you spend that time with that person. That would mean a lot, and that would create a lot of encouragement, a lot of life together in your relation. It would energize and rejuvenate your marriage and makes it more healthy and makes it more enjoyable and loving. You feel refreshed. You feel like you are in a new world if you give that to that person. Another thing that you need to know, you can't give what you don't have. If you know your love language is, first of all, try to identify from yourself, what is your love language? How do you want to receive the love from your wife? As a man, how do you feel loved if somebody comes to you? If somebody does something to you, how do you feel love? So discover yourself first, and then you can also help to share that love to other people. Know what kind of love you receive. How do you receive your love? If you know that, giving love becomes really easy. In this aspect, the author of this book writes about how if you're a vehicle and you don't have fuel, you don't drive. Your vehicle does not go anywhere. But if you put in fuel, your vehicle will fully drive in wherever, I mean, in any place that you want to go to. So having that aspect of life where if you know that you're lacking fuel and in your engine is going down, check what kind of love language you guys are in. Check your relationship, check your mind, check your relation. How do you relate? Do you focus on the love language? Do you even do anything to do with the language? Do you know anything to do with love language? How do you receive love? How does your wife receive love? Get to that, and then you will know exactly what love language means and how you can really help each other to develop the relationship and make it more focused on God and on you, and helping building each other in a very good manner. Now, also, a next one that we have here is receiving gifts. Some people love to receive gifts so much. Like you guys know, it's very fun for other people that, yeah, if you buy, even if a single flower you bring to your wife, that is a world to them. If you bring like maybe a cake, that is a world to them. If you bring a cloth maybe every other month, that is a world to them. They feel excited, they feel loved so much. Please, if you know this is your love language and your husband doesn't know, tell them. If you are the husband and your wife knows that your love language is receiving gift, tell them, do that. Do that to them, and you will see how much your relationship will really, really improve and make it more interesting, and you will enjoy. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to buy a very expensive gift. If your love language, if you know the love language for your husband or your wife is receiving gifts, you don't have to buy a very expensive gift. Even if a single small thing like $1, $2, or $3, if you give with the love that you have, that person will totally receive with every single love that they have, every single mind, and they will automatically see, you will automatically see that they are really in love. They will show you exactly how they feel. So much as we know that it's very, very also expensive to buy gifts, tend to know, get to know how much you can spend for a gift for your husband or for your wife. Because that, if that is their love language, you need to fulfill it. Make it satisfactory so that they enjoy the moment, they love the moment. Other people don't really love gifts. This is some this is depends on the person. Some people really love gifts, some people just totally don't really love gifts. They just don't really um care about it. Even if you don't buy gifts on birthdays, or you don't buy gifts on wherever day they celebrate, they just don't really mind about it. But if you know that love language for your husband or your wife is gifts, just do it. Do it for them. Do it for them, and you will not regret it. You will for sure not regret it. You will love it, and you will actually have more relief and enjoyment in your marriage, because you have satisfied something that they have been missing maybe for a very long time. It's very, very important that you satisfy that, and you do that for your relationship. Now, God has given us a lot of stuff in our relationship, and God has created all of us in different ways that sometimes understanding each other in the right moment is difficult. But we need to pray and also ask God what kind of relationship you want to be in, even if you are married. You need to ask God, what kind of language do you want me to speak? How can I learn about myself so that I can help other people as well? So it's very, very important, and it's really crucial that you get to know that. So giving gifts is very important to other people. Other people know, but you get to choose what kind of gift you want to buy. It doesn't have to be expensive, but as long as the person receives with love, that's for you. Get to do that, and you will see how your marriage will just pack up, and you will enjoy a lot of stuff from it. Now we have what we call active service. This is just about doing stuff for your husband or your wife, where you go out and you just um maybe serve your wife or serve your husband. You they feel loved if you maybe bathe the kids for them. You feel loved if you iron their clothes. They feel loved if you maybe cook food for them. They feel loved if you do anything for them. That is what we call active service. Now, for many people, this is very difficult for men, especially African men, like African culture. Sometimes you feel like they can't even cook, they can't even bathe their kids. They just want to be men. They just want not to um, interfere with almost every single thing that that's, oh, this is a work for a woman, we don't, I can do that, I can take my child to school or wherever. Those are things that, if you know your wife loves, and the love language for your wife is act of service, for your marriage you need to really do that, so that you spice up your marriage and make it more loving and caring, and to bring more love in your relationship and in your marriage. Now, this is really, really difficult for some men, if their wife's language is act of service, and they feel that they're feeling pressure, and they feel like, oh, I can't really do this. Why is it if I don't do this she feels mad? Why is it if I don't do this she feels like I'm not the real husband? Oh, so let's just try to do something for our marriage. Fight for your marriage and make it um as valuable as possible, so that you tend to really enjoy your marriage and provide the service that your wife or your husband needs. This is difficult, but also if you know that the love language is that, I would appreciate if you do that. I appreciate if you try to do, even if the little you can do. I have a busy and schedule. You have a very, very busy schedule. Try to do that. Try to go on and also just help the wife, help the husband. We all need help in so many aspects. We all need help in our ways. And it's very, very easy that we sometimes forget to help our partners if they need help. If you know the love language is that, do that. And your marriage will actually appreciate. Your marriage will be excited for it. For sure, your marriage will be excited for it, and you will also be excited. So that is another one, and we're gonna move to the last one. The last one is physical touch. This is not about sex. This is not about every time touching your partner. Some people just relate if you hug them. Some people just relate uh, if you hug them, if you cuddle, if you just be together, hold hands when you're walking on the street. And some people love that so much. I don't know, like this is a very common thing. Like when you're dating, you just hold hands and walk around the streets, and before even getting married, and sometimes you hug one another when you're fine. But now, when you're in your house, you're married, some people becomes almost shy that they don't even hold their hands, they don't even hug one another, they feel like they're too busy for each other. That is very dangerous. That is very, very dangerous. You, if you know your love language is physical touch, try to satisfy that. Try to make sure that you do that to satisfy and also stand for your marriage and make it more encouraging, make it more enjoyable. That is very, very important. Yes, it's difficult, but also you know that if you do it, you're going to enjoy it. You're going to enjoy the marriage if you touch your partner, if their love language is touch. Do that, and your marriage will never, never, ever forget about it. And you will be excited. You will see the change in the marriage if you're not doing that. So the main thing is to really understand how do you receive the love and how do you give the love outside. That is the love language. How you want to receive the love from somebody and how you want somebody to show you love. If you understand that deeply to the depth of every single thing, trust me, your marriage is going to be a success. Your marriage is going to be filled with love, filled with encouragement, filled with the Holy Spirit, and filled with all kinds of things that is a blessing to your children, that is a blessing to your family members, that is a blessing to everyone around you. Now, remember, every single thing that you guys do is seen by your kids. They watch. So if you understand this fully, almost all these five languages is like you teaching your kids on how to develop those languages and those love languages. Because if your kids see you hugging, if your kids see you helping your mom, or if your kids see you helping their mother, helping in any aspects, maybe buying gifts, but that is what the children will grow up seeing, and they will do the same. They will replicate that same thing when they grow up. So we want to model this for our kids. We want to model this also for people around us in our society. We don't want to be this strong man who don't really listen to what God says, who don't listen to their wives, who don't listen to most of the stuff that we need to grow. In marriage, there is sacrifice and there is love. You got to show the love so that every single thing that moves in the family moves on well. Now, if you really want to learn so much about this, all love languages, it's very, very important that you get to express your emotions in a way that is understandable. What are some of the emotions that you feel when you're angry? If you're told something, how do you feel? If you want to find out deeply, what are some of these love languages, these five love languages that you can develop, that you can express to one another, you should at least try to see, if you're hungry, what do you need? Do you need to be held when you're hungry? Do you need to receive a hug? Do you need to just stay alone? Do you need to run away? So through those emotions that you feel, you get to realize and understand what kind of love language you need and you desire. So it's really, really important that sometimes we go through emotions that we don't know. But what do we need when we go through those emotions? What do we need when I'm crying? What do I need when I'm crying? What do I need when I'm happy? What do I need when I'm struggling? What do I need when I'm worried? So some of those things helps a lot for you to really stay um, to stay to understand yourself, in other words, to get to know exactly who you are, so that you can give. Like I said, you can't give what you don't have. If you have love, you give love. If you have hate, you give hate. If you have wherever you have is what you give outside. You can't give something that you don't have. The same way you want to be shown love, that's the same way maybe the other persons also want to be shown love. So we need to balance that and see a better way to do all those things together and make it more interactive, and also make your love energized, and just pack up that relationship if it is almost dying and lit up this feeling. Now we need to examine also our experience of growing up. If you don't understand how to really understand these five love languages, think about how your parents used to love each other. Think about how your relatives used to love each other. How did they used to show love? Sometimes we get to know who we are on how we want to be feel to be shown love, and how we want to show love to other people if we think about how our parents used to do that. That is one crucial way also, which is very, very important to discover who you are in this love language triangle. Now, also you think about um yeah, like making some good choices about your life. Like, if something happened, what do you do? What choice do you make? Do you go almost for a very rash one? Do you go for amicable choices? Do you go for peaceful choices? Do you go for fight, for war? If something happens, what are some of the choices that you always come up with? When somebody hurts you, what do you do? Do you hurt them back, or do you forgive them? So some of those questions that you want to understand about yourself are very, very important and very crucial for you to really understand what kind of love language you have, and how you can feel, how you can really bring that into someone's mind and life. So those are some of the few things that I wanted really you guys to know, because it's very, very important. If you have anything in the comment, please share in the comment. If you have not subscribed, subscribe to the channel and be a part of this wonderful podcast that we bring to you every single Saturday. And this is Mr. Laughter with you guys. Now, love language is very, very diverse. We can really exhaust it all. Would have had a longer time really to express all about this and into depth how we can really learn this. But we shall have another session really to dig deeper into each of these, so you get to realize who you are exactly and how you want to be receiving all this, because each person is different and the way they relate to one another is also different. But we get to understand. So if you want to also do something and go find out more about this, you can go to lovelanguage.com. You can go there as well and look for that, and you will do the test to see the love language, and how your husband is, and how they receive the love, and how you give the love, stuff like that. That can really help you if you have never done it. It's really important that you go do that, and it will be tremendous. It will be a very, very good thing to do in so many ways. So, yeah, that is all we have for today. And it's going to be just a short one for this week. But yeah, next week we shall be coming really full board and bringing you every single aspect of another chapter that we can have. But this is Voicing the Kingdom podcast with Mr. Laughter on Tommy Bear TV. If you have not subscribed, go and subscribe and be part of this wonderful show. See you again next Saturday. And I'm glad that you guys are with us every single week. And I'm excited for you guys. So yeah, thanks for being around, and thank you for supporting Tommy Bear TV. And Yeah, thank you for being there every single day. One love to all of you. And next week we shall come up with a different aspect. If we need to dive into this, if you have any question, just type it there and let me know in the comments, and we shall get back to you every single moment that we come, every single Saturday. And yeah, to be part of this show, if you want to be also interviewed in this show in any relationship, yeah, DM me and just be part of this. You can just comment there, and I will be able to see it very, very closely and get back to you as soon as possible, so you can also be part of this wonderful show. Yeah, thank you so much for being here, and yeah, see you again next Saturday. And well done, thank you.